Hey, yeah, so this is the Owen Sound Harbor, um, as viewed from right at the center east side of the inner harbor. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Owen Sound. Owen Sound. So, yeah, I'm out along the hiking trail, and I've got the camera rig, and I'm getting ready to take some night sky pictures. But before I do, I just want to give you a chance to look at the moon over there right behind me. Yeah, that's the moon just rising, and we're supposed to get a partial eclipse tonight. And you can hear cows in the background. Lots of cows. The cows are very talkative. This is like my all-time childhood ghost story effect, is the flashlight aimed up at the face. It's supposed to be spooky. It's actually kind of silly looking, and actually if you do it this way, it's actually a bit less ridiculous. But in any case, I'm out in the countryside taking night sky photography, and yeah, there's a lot of people coming through here with four-wheelers. They are polite, they are very polite, but it does interfere with what I'm trying to do, and they're pleasantly surprised, and many of them want to talk about it. They're interested. A lot of them are people who have never really paid attention to the night sky, and so when I tell them, well, turn off your headlights and just let your eyes adjust and then look up at the stars, they suddenly start to notice things. They notice the beauty, the grandeur, and the majesty of the heavens. And that is something really, really precious and special. Absolutely. Anywho, yeah. Oh, wow. Well, anywho, good morning. So yes, last night I was out doing astrophotography. And today I'm getting ready to go to work, having breakfast. Wow. Wow. However, wanted to just discuss a few things pertaining to astronomy, cosmology, and the nature of the universe. The nature of the universe. Because that's all pretty important stuff. Don't you think? Anywho, I just clocked out at work. Gonna get changed and go do all my normal day-to-day things. So I'm back down at the Fresh Roots Cafe in beautiful downtown Owen Sound. I just got off work at another restaurant, Root and Blade, which is a very nice restaurant as well, but I figured I'd come down here and sit since I've already worked a shift. Yeah, so anyway, astronomy. Oh, wow. So, anywho, yeah, astronomy. Astronomy is the study of, well, the stars, the planets, the galaxies, and the universe, the physical universe. The study of those things that can be seen either directly or indirectly. Anything that is big,
comets, asteroids, yeah, stars, black holes, planets. Astronomy is the study of all these things with the goal of understanding, the goal of being able to explain these things in a clear, coherent, and most importantly, correct manner. Because it's not just about being able to come up with an explanation. That explanation has to actually be correct. It has to work. It has to allow you to explain phenomenon in such a way that somebody else comes along, studies those phenomenon, will arrive at the same conclusions that you have. That is astronomy. That is science. Because just so stories are never duplicated. Just so stories are always culturally distinct. They are always related to the culture in which they exist. And this is why just so stories are useless for understanding the universe. So yeah, you could have a story about how the moon was created by a giant who chopped off a piece of the earth and threw it into the sky. And somebody else will have a story about how a dragon laid an egg in the sky and it became the moon. You can have all these different just so stories, but at the end of the day, if none of them actually explain anything, they're just stories. We're looking towards understanding, not just having a just so story. Because understanding matters. And yes, we do benefit from understanding how reality works. We benefit from this. We benefit enormously. Pardon me. No. And this is where science comes in, because science is about trying to come up with the explanations that work based upon the facts that we can study and understand. Oh, yeah. A little bit gassy this morning. Yeah. Pseudoscience will take a tiny piece of a fact and spin a story around it, usually motivated by patriotism or religious or cultural or ethnic chauvinism. Real science doesn't do this. They take the whole fact, all the surrounding facts, put them together, and try to come up with an explanation for how everything works together, regardless of whether or not the answers actually make you look good or feel good. Science doesn't care how you feel. Science doesn't care what flag flies outside of the hospital you were born in or the school you were being educated in. Science doesn't care. Because science is concerned with the facts, not the nationality of the person presenting the facts. Which is why conservatives really hate science. It doesn't cater to their egos. Yeah. And let's face it, those are some mighty big egos that need to be catered to. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Anyways, Astronomy is about understanding the universe as it exists, and astronomy takes place within the greater field of cosmology, which is explaining those facets of the universe that we cannot observe directly, that we require more complex instruments to see, that we require plenty of philosophy, inference, and thought to understand. Yeah. Cosmology is the bigger picture within which exists the picture that is astronomy. Cosmology is huge, of course. And it's also fun to study, fun to read about, fun to learn about, and it's very incredibly complicated. And it involves physics. Oh God, physics. But I digress. Cosmology is the study of the universe. Astronomy is the study of the part of the universe that we can, in fact, observe with the naked eye or with optic telescopes. And yes, I do astrophotography, pictures of the night sky, long exposure pictures, which, yes, they allow me to see things that I can't see with my own eyes, things that are too dim. But thanks to the properties of film, which continues to collect light for as long as it's exposed to it, I'm able to see things on film that I wouldn't be able to see with my own eyes, which just capture the immediate light and dispose of it. It's gone. The night sky that you see when you look up is much less densely populated than the night sky that you see when you leave a camera open for 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, or 20 minutes. That night sky is very densely populated. And the longer the exposure, the more light gets collected, and the more things actually show up in your pictures that you can't see with your own eyes. Of course, it's always good to take multiple shots. That way, if there is an artifact involved, you'll detect it. An artifact being a flaw in the lens, a flaw in the film, a flaw in the negative, a flaw in the development process. If there's a flaw somewhere, multiple shots will expose it. Multiple exposures will expose it. Yeah. It's not an exact science. Astrophotography from the backyard is very inexact. But it's all connected with the learning process. The process of coming to a bigger and better understanding of the universe that we live in.